If you want to fill your sketchbook with something like this, we're going to do that in just a moment. And don't be scared. We're going to make these from blobs. All right. They're going to look terrible, like these little blobs here. And then they're going to look lovely. So give it a chance. And I think you'll have some fun just filling your sketchbook with some doodles like I did. All right. Grab a marker, a crayon, some paint, anything. It doesn't have to be any of these brands. It can just be a regular marker that you find, a pin, anything that will put down a blob of color. And I'm going to show you how to paint birds. Okay, I love making stuff like this or this, but I also love making chaotic things that start as blobs like these. And I think it's fun just to have a little fun. So that's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to throw blobs down with a couple different things just so you can see you really can do this with whatever. Birds are very round. Some are a little longer, but in general, if you make like a round shape, a couple round shapes, you're probably going to get a decent bird. Some watercolor blobs down. Okay, good enough. All right, now you're going to want a pencil or a pen of some sort, any kind of fine liner you might have. Any kind of pencil works. It's just regular pencil. I have a dark pen if I wanted to use that. Anything you have laying around. This is where we're going to add a little bit to this blob so that it actually looks like a bird. Now you can look up references if you want. I often use Pexels or other sites where you can use images for free, as long as you just, if you're posting this anywhere or putting it online or something, you're going to want to just say who the photographer was. But if you're just doing this for your own sketchbook, it doesn't really matter. Or you can just think through, what does a bird look like, and start drawing. So this one's kind of a ducky shape. I made it like that on purpose. Gonna give him a little beak. And you don't have to go in the lines that you had. Doesn't really matter. It's all gonna look okay at the end. So I'm just doing like a general duck shape here. Okay, we're not done with this yet, but for now we have the general shape here. This one already has a bird shape as well, so we can accentuate that a little bit. You can do a triangle. You have a nice little beak, give it an eye. We're gonna just put where we think a wing makes sense. Birds usually have tail feathers. And then feet is probably the easiest. You can really make those look like sticks. It doesn't matter. No one cares. Okay, we have a bird here already. You see there's some yellow sticking out here, so I'm gonna add to that as well. And you can just kind of highlight wherever you want to put a little bit more definition. All right, let's use something else. I'm going to use this pen. So this is a Pentel brush pen. You can see just brushy lines. You can do really thin lines. And I'm going to do a bird. Again, we want a triangle beak. Give it some kind of eye. Now that I'm looking at this bird after the fact, it would have been an adorable little kiwi, you know, like the birds from New Zealand, but that is not how this one turned out. So, oh well, keep that in mind. You can always go back and create other things later. These aren't perfect, and that's okay. It's just fun to draw something, to get something sketched down. And a lot of my sketches that I do. Just pausing here for a second. A lot of my drawings like this, they actually start as like blobs. So I will just throw some color down and then I add all the features afterwards. Blobs, I go through and I add some features. Okay, let's see what else do I got. These were blobs and then I added to them. Same here. There are a lot of really roundish birds that you see sometimes. So I'm gonna, again, just kind of start with a triangle. Eyes. Some wings. End up making this one a little bit rounder. You have the beak kind of going up, so it's kind of looking up. Hopefully you kind of get the point now that you can just add some shapes, give it a little eyes, figure out where you want the wings. None of this needs to be perfect. We will go back over some of this if you want. You don't have to at the end, but we will go back over with other stuff so that these look completely different. So just add a wing, add some tail feathers, get your feet in, and then we'll move on to the next step. Back to the duck. Probably want to give it a wing as well. Maybe separating the color, some feet. Okay, and these are our general shapes. Now we can add to them. We have some birds. They're looking like birds, and you could stop here. You've drawn something. You have birds. It's obvious these are birds at this point. But if you want to do more, you can do more. So a good way to pop these out a little bit more is maybe to add some more color. Birds are often very colorful. Maybe give them some feathers. Right? Okay, so that's a little bit more there. We got to add even more to that if we want. Make this eye darker. Using a white gel pen. Just do whatever feels good. Doesn't really matter. You're probably going to get a cute little bird at the end. All right, ducks. Ducks often have green, right? Do a lot of birds, but I actually haven't done that many ducks. So we're gonna make him green. Maybe add gray. Hopefully this doesn't lose you. I know this is the point where a lot of these tutorials are like, oh yeah, just put the simple thing. And then the artist starts going in and they're throwing a bunch of stuff on and you're like, what just happened? This is still really loose. You can do whatever you want. If you don't have the art supplies I have, it doesn't really matter. Don't let that stop you from creating something. And if you think whatever you've made so far looks bad, add to it a little. See what happens. The worst that it's going to be is that it just, you know, it ends up looking bad, and it already looked bad, so it's fine. don't know how many drawings I've done where I just hated what I was drawing, but I just kept going with it and then ended up really liking it. Those emus I showed at the beginning, where are those guys? These guys, I didn't like any of these when I first did them, but they were so much fun, I just kept going with it. And you know what? I really like them now. They're kind of wonky. That's okay. They were still a lot of fun to do. I'd never drawn emus before, and now I have a whole bunch of them here. This started as just a blob with these tombos, like this one. So it started as a watercolor blob, and then I just added detail with the tombos and some crayons that I have. Again, these were blobs. I probably put down paint first, I think. Just paint blobs for these, and then I added details. Are they perfect? No, but they were still a lot of fun to make. All right. So as I'm looking at these, I don't love this one, and that's okay. Like I said, sometimes you're not going to love them. You can keep trying to add stuff to it if you want. So let's see if we can make this something I might actually enjoy. And I've found, if in doubt, add bright colors. Then you probably will like it. Because then it kind of looks like it's supposed to be off. So just add some bright colors. And people will think it was, whatever you've done here is intentional. So. Okay, again, hopefully I'm not losing you here. All I'm doing is adding colors and seeing what colors I might like. I keep putting stuff on top. Maybe your art supplies won't allow you to do that. That's okay. Try whatever you need to just get some simple things down and have a little fun with it. One kind of looks like a baby chick, so I'm just going in with some light colors to make it look a little bit more like a baby chick. Okay, my camera kind of died on me there, but I did go back over this one with a few more colors. I still don't love this one, but that's okay. Like, out of all of these, there's one that I don't think is fantastic. That's all right. And then something else you can do to just make these pop or to have a little fun with them, just, you know, or cover up some of these blobby areas that maybe you have, is you can add a background. So just give it a little bit of a background. Depending on what tools you use, this could smear stuff, so be careful. I use pastels and that will spread, but sometimes that adds to the charm, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so now he looks like he belongs here. Some other colors. Pink often goes nice with yellow, so we're gonna use Pink background for this one. Okay. What else do we got? This one, a purple background. Okay, and this little dude that's giving me a ton of grief, what color do we want to give him? This might be too dark, but we can add some neon colors on it afterwards. All right, I'm gonna try to make this bird pop a little. It's kind of getting lost in this background. All right. Okay, this is usually the point where I just start adding a little bit of details. You probably don't want to see all of this, so I will speed it up a little. But just have fun adding details to it and then come back for the final result. And here we are. Again, these aren't perfect. Now that I put this background on, I actually don't hate this bird. There's some things I would change if I did it again, or if I was really trying to do something that I was happy with. But overall, for a quick drawing session, I think all of these are really nice. Are they something that I would ever sell? No. They're just for my, sketchy scrapbook. And it's all good. I mean, look at them now. That's pretty cute, right? And it didn't take very long. Not a lot of pressure. Just throwing some lines down and some color. And you got some pretty cute doodles in your sketchbook.